Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another live watch party. We are here. Going. Do. Let's pop in a little bit of music. And okay. Just a little bit. All right. Thank you, everyone. So we are coming tonight. It is Tuesday. Yes, I understand. I missed last night. So here's the lowdown. I was asleep. I'd been doing stuff over the weekend, wasn't getting a lot of sleep. Then Sunday night we were recording the podcast, episode 3. It's out now. That goes late because we usually almost always record late at night. And then I had to wake up early Monday morning, and at some point, like late afternoon, early evening, I just fell asleep for like 5 hours. Like it's almost crazy. So yeah. So sorry I missed the stream last night. It's supposed to be every Monday, and for like the past couple months, it's been a little sporadic. But I intend to really be on my game, at least now through season 2, through the end of the year for sure. Brayden, thank you for coming in. Robinaw, channel member. Mark, the original channel member. Thank you for coming in, Mark. Nice to see you. Jim Tim, what's up? So Peter did publish the podcast today. Cobra Kai Companion. Recap of episode 3. Probably we both think the best episode of part 1 so far. One of the best episodes of the series so far. Something he said, I haven't placed it in my head, amongst the whole series, but it's definitely up there. Jaza, hello. Mustang, when do you think we will get the trailer? Oh boy, that's the question, guys. When? Is that the Slumber Party episode? Yes, that's the one. Miyagi Box, Slumber Party, Kwan. Let me look at the calendar real quick. Do we have, let's see. Let's see something. Let me see if I can. Okay. Can we? Okay. All right. When will a trailer come? So where are we? We're here, right? Wish I could draw on this. The show comes out the 15th, right? So this is Thanksgiving in the United States. So the 15th. So we're basically, like coming up on a month, 5 weeks away, give or take. In my ideal world, 2 weeks is November 1st. I would like it like in the 28th or 29th at the latest. I mean, yeah, I would rather not like the 30th because the 31st is Halloween and people are going to be doing their Halloween stuff. But like I think 28th or 29th at the latest. I like full 3 weeks, so like anywhere in this week would be ideal for me, which is like 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away. But if this is today, I would like it within 3 weeks from today, October 29th at the latest. Because the problem with the 30th, like this is Halloween, like people are going to be doing Halloween stuff. You're distracted, right? You can jump in. I mean, you could jump in for a video and a live stream and stuff, but like, there's going to be stuff. People are going to be doing stuff, candy, Halloween parties, witches, that sort of thing. Yeah, I assume in the next 3 weeks. So I hope so as well. But like what I don't want is like this day, because this is like what they did for part 1. It was like less than 2 full weeks, wasn't it? It was like the Monday before, and it came out on Thursday, didn't it? Like it sucked. It wasn't like we need like a couple of weeks, because here's how it normally goes. Like just in terms of like views and intensity and stuff. Let's say this is the release date. 1, 2, 3. Like it's like the Tuesday. So it'd be like this Tuesday. So it's almost like 3.5 weeks ahead. Like you get this, and then like you're going through, and then you kind of like build up a super intensity like a week and a half. Like this is actually like the peak. So when it drops like 1, 2, 3, like 3.5 weeks early, when it drops early, like a week and a half goes by, and then you peak in intensity, and then like people calm down a little bit. People don't watch as much. They don't want to get spoiled. Spoilers start coming out. Like it actually tapers off, and then maybe there's like a little spike at the last day and such. But with like a 3.5 week runtime, like it'll peak like a little over a week early, like a week and a half early. So it's like 2 weeks go, and then it peaks. So like it would peak here. So sure, 1, 2, and then like 2.5 weeks it peaks. And then you got like a week and a half. November 14th. Well, I hope to be a little more optimistic than that. Do you think Cobra Kai Dark TikTok is a legit source? Some of the shit he has been saying recently is just insane. Probably not. I'll try to check him out. Cobra Kai Dark or Cobra I. I'm assuming that's Cobra Kai Dark. I haven't seen him, but I don't see much Cobra Kai stuff on TikTok. Holler Robinow's taking bets. Excited. Why they released the promos for part 1 instead of part 2. Dude. Just like it's just marketing people, man. Danielson said Miyagi wouldn't like it, but Miyagi would love it. Well, we'll find out, because apparently Miyagi competed in it. So, oh, hey, Cobra Kai rapper. We're waiting for the trailer. It's coming at the pace like a sailor. Ain't no time no more. Get that and we'll all hit the floor. Working on my beatbox, guys. I'm working on my beatbox. Thank you, Cobra Kai Rapper, for coming on in. What do we got? Oh, I didn't even get into, because at this point I'm thinking there's not going to be a teaser trailer. I would love for a teaser to drop tomorrow, like, but I think we're running out of time for 2 trailers. The teaser's got to be like this week, in my opinion, if it's going to come. But that also means the main trailer would probably come a little bit later. If they knew that they weren't going to do much marketing for part 2, then they should have released part 1 in September. I know. I know. I mean, I know. You know, all I can say is what I always say. Netflix puts these schedules, you know, for Netflix reasons. You know, it's reasons only they know. We don't know why they pick the days they pick. They're filling slots, organizing things, you know. That's just what they do. I don't know. Do you think, or still on Cobra Kai Dark? Came out July 1st. Yeah. Do you think there will be another gathering like they had for the first half with all the actors? They'll do interviews again. I think they're going to make them do interviews for all 3 parts, because it's just part of like the promotional push. Will they have a premiere? Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe. Party up. I don't know. Other than that, TikTok is full of false leaks. I believe that. I don't know how much more leaks there are. I know some stuff has come out, you know, but I don't think there's anything else major. You'll be meeting Martin Cove. Good. For part 2, been begging to come to a con down under. Oh, you're in Australia? Well, I'm glad Martin Cove will be there. Enjoy it. No more rap party. Do you think we'll see Kyler? Maybe. It would be nice to at least see him one more time, but I think for the most part, you know, that storyline is finished off. Miyagi would love the Miyagi Fang logo. Yeah. Had something to do with this. Hey, you regretted doing. That's true. Yeah, you know, it's funny. Shin Batman, he probably would. Like, I think like most people, like if you saw yourself as a caricature like this with wings and fangs, like you would laugh. Like it's like at a circus or something. Yeah, I mean, and Miyagi had a sense of humor. Like, I mean, he was kind of easygoing. You know, and I think Miyagi's also someone, you know, he wouldn't care much about the name or the logo. I mean, that's not, you know, that's not the most important thing. You know, a lot of those things, oh, what's your name or something is, you know, Miyagi didn't think about that stuff, you know, which is why, you know, he didn't even think of like Daniel being a belt or anything. Oh, well, what belt is he? Oh, boy, a black belt, you know, it's just sort of like, didn't even occur to him. Zaddy Gohan. By the way, guys, now that I'm should be essentially done with most things, I'm going to be making videos and we will be back on Learn Party. I've been promising, you know, for a couple of months now, and the past couple months have been a little bit more like hectic or, you know, interspersed with stuff than I would have liked. But I'm trying to, I hope to buckle down and, you know, be a little bit more serious. So we will get Learn Party and stuff going along with, of course, Watch Party. I want to do a Miyagi video next. Anyway, I think Miyagi may have been the one to kill someone in the tournament, which is why he's so against tournaments. Something like that. I mean, there's basically two theories here. One is Miyagi killed someone. The other is like a student of his or someone he had helped was killed. Something like that. So we'll see. Watch party always knows. Yeah. Did you have any concerns with Kwan's performance going in? So it's worth noting Brandon, he was a stunt double. It's not like he hadn't been in the industry. He had been in the industry for a while. I think he may have not had any professional credits, but he did work non-professional work. It's not like I mean on some level he did like up and say I want to be an actor because he had been a stunt double but decided he wanted to be more than a stunt double. He wanted to be a performer as well. So no, I had no concerns. I recommend the interview with Brandon H. Lee on Cobra Kai Companion. It's actually a really, really good one. Just scroll back. It was the second or third one to drop after season 6 dropped. So that is a good interview, and you can learn all about that. But either way, we all knew, Kwan really knocked it out. Really, really good. Cobra Kai Dark is putting, yeah, I mean, people do that. I mean, it's the only sketchy thing I don't like is when people have their theories but assert it like it was a leak or like there's some confirmed knowledge of that. It should be at least somewhat identifiable. That someone following along should understand. Did you see Ralph Macchio's where they showed some clips in part 2? Which one? I thought I did, but now I'm wondering if I missed an interview. Do you think Miguel will win? Miguel is a winner. Do you think we'll see Daniel's mom? Yeah, I think they'll bring her back at some point. Maybe part 3. It'll probably involve Miyagi. Be a way to bring her back. Who do you think will be the finals of the Sakai Tekai? My guess is Robbie and Kwan, but we may get a Sam and Tori fight or something else. Cool to see Eagle Fang back at some point. Well, maybe. Maybe. Let's look at Kwan. There he is. Where are we at? See, Zaddy? Like, this is great, dude. I mean, it's so weird when you're in a situation like that. Because usually, like, okay, there's like a girl there and there's something about her. She's good. But like, there's also something that's like negative, giving you troubles, as you wrote. But if you can get some distance and maybe you can find someone else, who makes you happy. And so I'm really glad for that. Zaddy. And I'm glad and maybe we get there. You can, if you want to share a little bit more or whatever, but thank you for that. And I'm happy for you. Have I watched Designated Survivor? I have not. Tanner Buchanan is in it. Get behind the scenes. Got a new behind the scenes photo. If it's real, you can send it to my email. Got to be getting some content this week. Well, from Netflix, I don't know. From me, I hope so. It's okay you're late, Melissa. We're on a Tuesday. It's an unscheduled. They're making up for missing last night. Do you think there'll be a trailer? I mean, hey, I would love for a teaser trailer to just pop, boop, pop tomorrow. Boop, just pop up. Sometimes they do that. I don't think it will, but I would love for it. Oh, was Daniel's mom Amanda Robbie at the LaRusso house? Danny wearing Miyagi-Do? Sakai Takaiki. Is it online? Let me see. When did this air? How is this? Like, I haven't seen anyone post it. Just see. In the past week? Like, are we sure this is real? What is this?
About you. We know Tori's gonna give you a good fight.
No. I don't see this clip. I'm just browsing YouTube. Tell me the interview it's from. Okay. Do you think we'll get dialogue between Axels? Boy, in the trailer? Girl, I don't know. Probably not. New characters like this are very unlikely to get dialogue in the trailer, right? Because the trailer is like your main characters, so like what's the most minor character that's had a line in the trailer? That's kind of like an interesting question. What's the most? We've had 6 seasons, like 5 full and part of 1 of 6. Like, what's the most minor character that's had a line? Like, I'm thinking Moon is because Moon had a line in the season 2, and it's the only one that pops up in my head. Like, that's a question. What is the most minor character that's ever had a line in a trailer? Why does no one seem to understand this? A team tournament, no matter how many times it's said, people are always like, "Oh, Quan William, one, him." Is that how you say your name? Him. Yes, I've been saying it since season 5, so it's over 2 years for me. But yeah. There will be some individual fights at the end. Definitely a Miguel versus, or maybe a Robbie versus Quan, but we'll see. I wonder if Quan's mom name is Cookie. Bad Simpsons reference, really bad. Cookie Quan? Except in Korean, like, Quan is actually his surname, right? Family name. So it would be Quan Cookie Quan. I think Quan was incredible. I was just more surprised how well Brandon acted, as Quan was giving us some people that go on acting can't act at all. Yeah, I think Brandon was always a little bit of both. And I think he intended to do both, but like, you go to Hollywood and he got work as stunt double. He got work in stunts. And so you kind of start going into that because it's paying the bills, which is a very real thing. But like, he didn't want to stay that. What do you think Miyagi had to do with the Sekai Tekai? Probably competed in it. Probably for China. We need to part trailer. The next batch of episodes are almost a month away. Yes, I agree. Thank you. First girl had commitment issues. This one does not. She's the most mature woman I've ever met. That's interesting. I don't know how old you are. Interesting. I've never heard a guy or man describe his woman like, finally a mature woman. But I like that. I like that, and I like your point of view. Because there are some women who are very immature, unfortunately. So great, and he made it official 2 months ago. You see, so like that would have been 2 months ago, would have been in August, and you were kind of feeling that like in July, right? So it was like what, at most a month, give or take, from when you were having trouble or just unsure about the one girl, and then he moved on, and suddenly this girl appeared. I'm glad. That's a good turnaround. I never had a turnaround that fast, but good for you. Quan will be the chosen of Karate Kid Part 2. Yes, that is correct. You are perhaps more correct than you even realize. Very good. Sick of the subreddit fakes and haters. I don't read the subreddit, dude. I don't. I once a month I may pull it up just because I want to be like, I do like to keep tabs on the Cobra Kai fandom. So I just want to see like what's being discussed where and everything. But yeah, if this subreddit bothers you, man, it's Reddit, man. That's okay. Let it go. It was today. Search up Ralph Macchio interview. I will do just that. Thank you very much. Macchio interview Sunday morning, 5 hours ago. 3,000 views. All right, guys. Oh, wait a second. Sorry, guys. I'm like scrolling down because I'm behind, and Hayden's like yo 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 yo. Paige's gym. Hey Hayden, since you're here, we do have a question that I would like. I think you can. I'm gonna play this. Okay, established 1949. That is not a continuity error. I just want to confirm. This is correct, right? Because the assault was in 1947, as per the article. This sign says established 1949. Is that the gym is after the attack? That's something we discussed it on the pod. Even I don't know, you may have not heard it, but it came out today. Because this is like one of these weird, like, I don't know, is it a continuity error? Is that like very deliberate? Like, no. The gym is 1949. The assault, the attacker, or whatever in the article is 1947. So that's something we'll see. As we wait on Hayden, let me just check. Saying Tori needs well, look, dude, Saints Row, Tori had I think a really powerful part one. There's no such thing as less development. It was some of the best stuff the show's done. at the end of this episode 3 here, all of episode 5. I mean, it was great stuff. Did you see Hurwitz? Is that today? Did he comment something? In his replies, Kwani and Yudo talk in the part 1. Didn't talk. Correct. Yeah, they're in it. Is Kyler considered a minor character? Yeah, he is a minor character. Actually, that's fine. He's, he may only be in one episode, and yeah, he had a line in the trailer. That's a good. That actually may be the most minor character so far. Yes, you said the name perfectly. Do you think Miguel or Robbie will win? I think he's trolling. Sympathy card. Hayden. Con is the type of character that really embraces no mercy. Yeah. Dorigo has become a side character. As the show has expanded, the question is, has Miguel become a side character? Just there isn't as much focus on Miguel as there was in part 1 or, part 3, especially, or it's season 3. I mean, season 1. So he can feel like a side character at times just because the show is so big. It's just, Miguel is still a main character. It's just there's more main characters, right? You get it? Like, it's still a half-hour show, but now we just have more characters. So it kind of puts everyone on par with each other. If part 2 feels like another appetizer, this show is toast. Part 1 was make or break this last season. A lot of people, it needs to be awesome. Well, Christian, everything we know about part 2, it is not an appetizer. They kept talking about part 2 in the interviews for part 1. So I think it's gonna explode, and then hopefully part 3 is in a bigger explosion. We'll see. Stay away from Reddit if it comes for spoilers. 26, the girl's 23, dated women older and the same age as me. And she's the first one who's younger, is more and more sure. Great. Yes, Zaddy. It's really good to vibe and kind of be on the same wavelength on wherever you are in your own life and where you want to be going in your life. So it sounds like definitely that's what you found. And so I hope, that's where you're going, and I wish you luck. And by all means, we'll get on Learn Party. You can do, we can always talk more, but definitely, it sounds like you're in a good spot. So I'm very happy for you. Correct. Not a continuity here. The gym and attack are separate stories. Okay. Thank you very much. That is good to know. So it is. Huh. Okay. I just gotta figure it out then. The gym and storyline are separate stories. Yeah. Paige's gym. Very good. So the gym came after. So he must have fled and then come back. Any other questions? Uh-oh. Boy. What was all the other questions? I definitely had more questions. When will we get? Yeah, the big question is trailers. Definitely that's what the fans are asking more than anything. Yeah. If they won't let you tell us a trailer date, I don't know if you know that. Is it just one trailer, or is there like a teaser and then a full trailer? So that's something definitely everyone's looking forward to, including me. What other questions did I have? because I know I had several, and now I'm like, of course, just like drawing a blank. You know, it's funny, guys. Peter always tells me to like write questions down in a draft so that like when the moment comes, you don't blank. And I always think, I know. Where are they shooting? No. Okay. Questions. Let me think. I gotta look through the show real quick and be like, oh, well, another question I had. And maybe this isn't like an easy one to answer. Because this actually it's something I asked John in the Q&A. But like I'm curious, do we think okay, just one trailer coming out about a month before. Okay. So maybe guys within a week and a half. I'm hoping, if I can say that. He says about a month before. So from today, we'll go back. Here's the calendar, guys. This is today, the 8th. It comes out the 15th. So he says about a month before. Let's hope, by the end of next week. I hope I'm not stressing too much. Maybe this Monday, like somewhere like this, so like, well, Monday, they don't put it out over the weekend, so like anywhere in these days, this is a period of 7 days. From like the 14th, through the 22nd. I'm going off what Hayden just said about a month before. Let's hope it's around then. So that's a good question. Something I want to know with Barnes here. I liked Barnes. I really liked. I loved Sean Caden and everything, but what I want to know and what I'm really looking forward to, and I mean, this is like, I can just wait and see, but like, did Barnes get them the right team? That's what I really, really want to know. Like, did Barnes get the right team for them? Is Devin the right one? Devin cheated, or at least people claim Devin cheated, right? But does this team need someone who's willing to cheat? That's like what I really, really want to know, because if it doesn't, like, I will feel like a little bit of a letdown. Like I want it to feel like Barnes got them the right team in this contest in the forest with no refs, no, there's no refs. He says that. He says it. There's no refs. No rules. Not necessarily no rules, but the rules of the match. But like, there's no refs. Did they get the right team? And that's what I really, really want to know. And I want to know it like they got the right team because of the way Barnes ran this contest, this qualifications. I don't know. And I guess you could say, I understand, you could say watch part 2 and find out. But like, I want to know, like, is this going to pay off? Like, all of these things that they did, is there a payoff in part 2? Especially like Devin. Devin's got a lot of haters now. If you've seen my videos and read some of the comments, man, she's got some haters. But I want to know, like, did it work out? Is that exactly what this team needed, what Miyagi-Do needed? Barnes gave them the team he felt given his philosophy, but Johnny did interfere with that philosophy. Okay. Okay. I mean, well, I guess we'll see. Now we have competing philosophies. The Barnes philosophy and the Johnny philosophy. Johnny's philosophy being he was rooting for Devin a little bit. But then of course Tori dropped out anyway. So that's that. Will part 2 address what led to the final scene in episode 5? I assume, Tim, you are saying can't say Devin would have made it without Johnny interference, but maybe Johnny was right. Yeah. Well, interesting that the Johnny interference, I suppose, is what led to the race. But then Barnes decided the rules of the race, and the rules were essentially there are no rules, which gave Devin a chance to cheat, so to speak. Coaches have favorites, and cuts will come down to bias. Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, and I think Tim was asking about the final scene, how much. I mean, I think like this moment here, it's a big surprise moment, but there are like a lot of gaps in like story or logic. Like, how did we go from her, at the tournament, that she runs off and like no one goes to her house. Like Robbie doesn't go to her house and say, "Hey, Tori, let's talk about this." Like did Robbie never go to her place? Like they actually took off to Barcelona. Did they talk to Tori before they left? I think like a lot of people, and this is what Tim was referring to, like feel like it. I mean, it's while it's a huge shock, like there's some missing pieces of the story. And I think what he's asking is at least some of this going to get filled in here. I think John or you previously mentioned Kreese will get filled in a little bit, that he's technically escaped from prison. That we know we'll get something about that. But like, are we going to get some of the pieces of the story that seem to be not there, for the sake of surprise, or shock value here in this moment? But like, I mean, when I'm being honest, like, and I was actually, well, because like, come on, like, okay, like Robbie's certainly gonna like go to her place or something and say, "Hey, what's going on?" He's not just hopping on a plane for Barcelona. So like, I think like that is what's people are missing. Morgan, yes, I can answer that. There's always going to be stills. They had an on-set photographer, and Netflix always will release stills and stuff for that. You have a break from school. Very nice. Are we getting Sekai Tekai promos? I'm sure the promos will involve the Sekai Tekai. Why didn't Johnny have bias towards Hawk? Yeah, that's something. Johnny was arguing for Devin, but when Hawk wasn't, just running into bad luck, wouldn't Johnny be biased towards Hawk as well? I agree with that. This is a good question. Are we only in Barcelona? Okay. We're inspired by the SABBC player rankings online, and we wanted to have our senseis have to do that, and we figured that would be consensus with the top players, but not at the bottom. there would be consensus with the top players, but not at the bottom. S, he corrects S, A, B, C, D, F. Am I out of the loop? Because now I feel dumb. I'm not sure what that means. But there. He has that Daniel stink on him. I think Hayden's been working on that response. Daniel stink. Ouch. Ouch. But does Miguel have the Daniel stink on it? Or did Miguel wash himself of the Daniel stink? That's yeah, this one, are we only in Barcelona or are we back in the Valley? I would think if we're not in the Valley, did Carmen and Amanda come to Barcelona too? I guess that's connected to that question. Like, did Carmen come and Amanda? Like, I would think they would, but I don't know. Like, it'd be great if Shannon came to root on Robbie, right? Like, okay, Miguel went with Johnny D. Okay, Miguel was always an Eagle thing, even when they did cross training. He was always still Eagle thing. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Will Miguel's dad return? That's another good one. I don't think Hayden will answer that directly. Maybe he will. Although honestly, I think if the answer is no, he should answer it directly. But that's just my opinion. But Christian, were the smaller underground Sakai Takai venues staged deliberate to give it a blood sport feel? Yeah. So, Christian is taught like I hate to be like, look at this here. Like, it's like the world, it just looks kind of crummy. Like just like it's so small. Like they're like walking out of a gym. As for Tori, you have to believe Robbie called. She didn't answer. Robbie assumed she needed time. Yeah. It's funny because Tori accused Robbie of running away back in season 3. Why don't you just run away? But in a way, that's what Tori did here. But Tori's someone who closes off. Like when Miguel was in the hospital, she never went to see him. It looks like a high school gymnasium, not a world stage. Yeah, I think it was a high school gymnasium. Yeah, many of us aren't in love with this set. It just feels small. Like you when something gets hyped up is like, oh, it's the world tournament, and it just looks small. Like it's kind of like, it's like that's it. Like I don't know. You just thought like something bigger. It would be nice to see. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Like, is there a cheering crowd? Oh, you know what we wanted to ask? About the tournament is like, are there rules for substitutions? Like, they bring 6, but like, what if someone's injured or someone has to drop out because their mom dies? Whereas wish the budget were bigger, but with Sakai we treat it like a martial arts temple where only great fighters enter the space. Okay. I give Hayden credit. He provides amazing answers to our questions and disappointments, he will provide a great answer. I think that is a great answer. Because I think, Christian and others felt like this space was kind of small and like not the bigness we were looking, but yeah, it comes down to budget, I guess. So it's a martial arts temple with a digital scoreboard. It's a modern temple. But yeah, are they allowed to substitute fighters? Like if someone gets injured or hurt or killed, can you substitute a fighter? Yeah, Melissa, I see. I'm going back and forth here. Let me think. Let me look. Melissa, why do you think Johnny didn't stop the fight between Sam and Tori? Was clearly, he just thought Tori was fighting a little rough. I mean, like he didn't know quite yet. So, and he obviously didn't want to interfere with the, with the selection of the captain either. And would you be all right asking Hayden if them putting Kiseki Miyagi in the box was always their intention, or they have other ideas and just settled that on being the best? Okay, well, see if he sees it. We don't allow mere normals with nachos inside. Woof. There are substitutions possible, but also events that require 6 fighters. So there will be whole team events. And I guess what Hayden means is if you have 6 fighters in, well, you can't substitute mid-fight. The Sakai seem to be very selective in whom they allowed entry rather than turning like the All Valley, where you don't have any requirements. Is the idea each dojo represents one country? Because in season 5, they invited in both Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai, which would in that case both be from the United States. Like I always took it as like it's a dojo thing. It's not necessarily like your country thing. Like you're representing your country, of course, but like it's not like one dojo per country. But then we get here and it seems like it's one dojo per country. Because like I thought like or where is it? Like they both have a Korean flag on them. Like I thought they should have the United States flag because they're both still from the United States. I mean, he's got the Korean because like, are they representing South Korea? Like, but then like the United States is going to have 2 dojos anyway. There can be multiple dojos from the same country, but don't think too much about it. Okay. I will not think much about it. It's just I thought like if it's not country specific, then they should still have American flags on theirs. Like I've actually find it weird. Kreese, former military guy would put on a something Korean, but whatever. Hayden said, don't think too much about it. So we will never discuss it again. That is it. Um, Hayden, why is Hayden dissing nachos? I think Hayden likes meat sandwiches. Um, like, and of course you can put meat on nachos, but like it's not as efficient. It's like not as an efficient form of eating meat. Um, I mean, you can get meat and cheese, but you know, um, at least John loves. We love Julie Pierce, but if there isn't a character from Karate Kid, will you hate the show? Huh. No. But 6 seasons, if you couldn't find a way to work one character in after 6 seasons, ooh boy. That would be questionable. I think everyone wants to know, did Miyagi kill someone? Will we see Miyagi fight in the Sekai Tekai? I think like it's definitely a something we're all looking for. Kirukai is my most favorite. Yeah, mine too, man. Mine too. Melissa, with all these different countries, we'll be interested in new techniques that the fighters add to their dojo's karate, similar to Miyagi's kata. New techniques, I think she's looking for. New techniques across the board. Maybe Spain or China or someone, has some new moves. Oh, you know what? Okay, so in the podcast, we were just talking about Miyagi's box. Let me get to it here. Let me find it. Okay. Come on. Hey. Because anything is possible if we show flashbacks. Yeah. Okay. Will the show cover most of the main things we see here? We got we got the boxing, we got the currency, the band, the passport, but like there's scrolls. Like Peter thought these were scrolls like the one Chosen had, like of Miyagi-Do moves. Are we going to see what's in these scrolls? Are they moves? I thought that was interesting. Like, are we going to cover everything in this? Letters, scrolls. Because it didn't even occur to me that these could be moves. Then I thought like maybe they were moves Miyagi himself made. Bag. Like, are we going to cover everything in this box? Our box of prequels. Julie would be the most awesome character to take on Kim Da-eun. I agree with you, Christian. People say Axel was world champion. I don't know anything about that. Quan knows Miyagi-Do karate. Quan studied at Kim Sun Young's dojo. He knows the way of the fist. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. We discussed backstory from Miyagi that relates to items in the box, but most will be left unanswered. Gives us fun stuff to play with in a spinoff. In a spinoff, not even in a potential spinoff. He just said in a spinoff. So as far as I'm concerned, Hayden is hereby announcing on this live stream a spinoff to play with most of this stuff. Interesting. So we appreciate that, Hayden, that announcement. But that is good to know. Because I was under the impression initially that like the whole season would cover everything we see here, but it is good to know we're not going to do everything. But I assume we're doing the big stuff. This one, and the boxing gloves, obviously, the passport, and the Sekai Tekai thing. Brody Staller asks, Brody's asking about, no, but we are setting up a potential spinoff. Okay. So Hayden immediately backtracks. He is not announcing a spinoff on this live. I thought finally, Netflix had a stroke of genius. They said, Hayden, this is the marketing genius. Announce the spinoff on Watch Party's live, and go on Watch Party's live stream and announce. And I thought, my God, finally, the Netflix marketing team, stroke of genius. Perfect. Wow. Bam. They nailed it. And no, he's backtracked. No. Genius taken away. We're setting it up, but we're not announcing it yet. But I appreciate that. I do appreciate it, Hayden. So there we go. Is the trailer made it? I'm certain it is. The trailers, if it's dropping soon, it's, the marketing is done. I think it's worth asking, are you finished the final edit and final mixes of season 6, or are you still working on the last episodes for music or, sound? Usually you're probably at the sound by now. You got Watch Party's hope up. Only to have them dashed. Poor Watch Party. Yes, but I'm used to it. It's okay. Sorry guys. So let's see. What y'all think? Sound, visual effects of the last episode. Yeah, probably some of the last stuff to get done. Yeah, I assume you or John would probably post something when you finished it, but it's probably, I assume it's coming. Did Netflix, even if you can't announce it, did Netflix, do they have a date in mind for part 3 yet? There was a leak of like February 15th or something. It was on their website, actually. It was on the marketing page. They were saying February. I mean, even if you can't announce it, do they like basically know when they want it to come? Part 3. I'm referring to. Melissa's wondering if Mike Barnes will be back, or is that the last of Mike Barnes? T-Flex champ. Hey, bro. Sorry, champ. I meant to message you. Just got into this. Will episodes 10 to 15 be longer than other finales? Brendan, Hayden said previously, trailer coming about a month before release is what he said. So take that when it'll come. Yes, we were told back in May, but the second drop moved up a week or so. Who knows if the third drop changes? Yes. Okay. So they were told something. Second drop moved. Apparently the third drop hasn't moved. They haven't announced it yet. I guess part of the reason they haven't announced it is in case they change their mind, which they do often. So that's a Netflix thing. You know, like I try to always tell you guys, you know, they make decisions for their own reasons. You can't always figure it out. Christian from Denmark asks, any chance of a complete badass 4K box set once this show has come to an end? Sony even bothered to release only DVDs as if it's still 2002. Would be. I don't know how much that stuff sells. I guess it sells some because they keep putting it out, but 4K comes out on American Thanksgiving, so it only makes sense that a trailer would be released on Canadian Thanksgiving. It doesn't come out on American Thanksgiving anymore. Or, oh, wait, actually, I mean, well, no. Because they moved it November 15th, right? So it's not on thing. It used to be, or like the day before. I forget what it was. But that's what got changed. So that changed. Mr. Miyagi as and Sato as kids or as teenagers before Miyagi ran away. I don't know if Hayden will answer that. I definitely think, as you say, it's in the cards. You know, we actually, if you listen to the podcast, Peter and I were actually briefly discussing like possibilities. Peter likes the idea of like a limited series. I said maybe like a 3-season show. But we'll see. I would assume at some point a whole feature TV content will be released on the best possible home entertainment at some point. Yeah, in the future. So Hayden's saying, I would think so. It would make money if they're smart. What he didn't say is like, it's like the Sony executives looking at their spreadsheet, you know, hey, if we do this, we make this much money. Is it worth it? You know, we risk this much to make this much. But I hope, yeah, I mean, I hope for the people who want it. Because weirdly, I mean, some people don't subscribe I mean to like Netflix and watch it only from the DVDs. I've met people who told me like, oh, I only watched the DVDs. I didn't have YouTube Premium. I didn't get like, so it is true that there are actually people out there that have only gotten it from the DVDs. You know, definitely we would like them all to get it. and a box set would make a good gift for someone, especially someone who doesn't like have Netflix. There are Karate Kid fans out there who don't have Netflix, so that would make a good gift for someone. Get them the whole series in a box set. Oh, for sure. Which character you had the most fun writing, or your favorite character arc in part 2? Dynatox spinoff. I say that's the second spinoff. If the first one succeeds, then the second one is the Dynatox one. Hayden said they're finishing up visual effects and sound, basically on episode 15, I believe it was. Yeah, Christian's asking, are you guys doing a premiere again? I assume there's going to do press, but are you actually going to do a premiere something? Party for each part. Why or how did you settle on Barcelona and not South Korea, Okinawa, or anyone else? Okay, yeah, I mean that's a good question. Just how did we end up in Barcelona? Is it just because it's pretty, or I mean, I figured you wanted to hit like maybe somewhere in Europe, go somewhere you haven't been before, but I'll let Hayden answer. How did we end up in Barcelona? Beautiful Barcelona. Most publicity movie for the third drop. Okay. It sounds like there's going to be a little bit less then. So maybe they'll do some interviews or something or other. But then they'll go all out for the third one. Will part 2 be better than part 1? I mean, Hayden's going to say like it gets better and better. What will they do about it? Okay, Saints Rose asking about the endings, but I mean, obviously after the show's done, there's nothing they can do about it. But I mean, I think I can answer to you for Hayden that, I'm certain they did their best to give like satisfying conclusions to all the fan favorites. That's sort of how John would say it if you were asking him that on Twitter. So Melissa was curious, how did we end up in Barcelona? Ooh, look at that. Beautiful city. Interesting question. Your favorite episode of season 6? That's a good one. Because right now for me, it's episode 3. I think for Peter too. Peter put 3 as one of the best in the series. Love Kwan. Hayden says to Melissa, we have set the show in Asia and Mexico. We talked about Brazil because of BJJ, and there's a huge fandom there. It was not as safe to shoot. Barcelona made so sense because we haven't been to Europe, and Barcelona is big in karate. I actually did not know that. So that's good to know. Like Barcelona, I guess what Hayden is saying is Barcelona is like the valley of Europe, right? So we have like the Valley, right? That's what karate is everything, right? The All Valley tournament is the biggest thing in the world. So Barcelona is like the Valley of Europe up there. So that's good to know. That's good to know. Oh, I guess this is kind of a question I was always going to ask John, because he always talks about will the All Valley board meet the Sekai Taikai board? Like I think there'll be a standoff between Ron and Gunther. Like Ron feels like Gunther's taking his thunder, right? Will there be a standoff between the All Valley board, or even a fight? The All Valley board versus the Sekai Taikai board. Christian dropping some truth bombs. If you try to satisfy everyone, you'll satisfy no one. They follow their gut. They do great things. Be grateful. I agree. We didn't know Barcelona had a top dojo, and the international competition is based there. There you go. Robinal with this is definitely a lot of fans feel this. Kenny was done so dirty. I mean, asking why was Kenny done so dirty? Will he get to redeem himself? I think that's like something a lot of people are looking forward to. And I mentioned that at the beginning that there's a lot of people who don't like Devin. They feel like Devin was a bit of a cheat. You can see why they think that. No rules, still no honor. Certainly this is a sentiment here, though, that many people feel. Some of my most successful videos, just since part one, have actually been about this. About Kenny getting screwed and Devin cheating. So those are Devin cheated and cheers. It's great. There you go. That's it, guys. That's it. Kenny sucks. He wasn't prepared for the cheating, and he literally walked right into it. Right down his mouth, he drank those laxatives, which are the fastest acting laxatives you've ever seen, but we'll put that aside. Right, like he drank, like he walked right into that. Walking right into that. Sucks. Look at that. Not sorry, Kenny. Sorry, Kenny. You don't got it. You got to be ready for the cheat. That's what like Johnny was teaching them. They're going to throw every dirty trick. You got to be ready for that. I like this sharp look she's giving him. She's just like, T-Flex Champ. I hate cheaters. Yeah. T-Flex Champ is one. He does not like Devin. Is not happy for Devin. Thinks Kenny got screwed over. Oh, it's going to be brutal. Will Devin ever admit the truth? Maybe. He didn't monitor his water bottle. He didn't deserve to go. Ouch. I tell you guys, Hayden is a brutal, no mercy guy. You know, you get sabotaged. That's just like the way it is, you know? That's brutal. Brutal. I think a lot of people wondered, why didn't Kenny just dump in the woods? Oh, he gave a real answer. Okay. All our fighters have issues going into the tournament. Like, I think like he could have gotten the flag and then come back. Like he had to be close to the flag. Anyway, that's another thing. People think he should have just dumped in the woods. Take one for the team. But okay. So they all have issues going into the tournament. So what are their issues? Obviously, okay, she cheated. He was like not in and only got in because Tori's mom died and Tori dropped out. He's like mad at him about the whole university thing and kind of like didn't cheat, but like backstabbed his friend. Miguel's a little down because he didn't make captain, but he's okay with it because he's cool with Robbie now. Obviously Robbie's in a relationship with Tori and now she's on the other side, so that's kind of messed up. And Sam has so much history with Tori, and well, I got messed up. And then a real fighter would keep going. Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with that. I mean, I kind of agree. Dump in the woods, keep going. Like get the flag and then run back. Will we see Stingray? Oh, I definitely think you're getting Stingray again. Keep in mind they love Paul Walter Hauser. And like what we got of him in part 1 is definitely, you know, a setup for something later. Could have wiped with some tree leaves, yeah. Or just added it as another barrier, you know, between his underwear and his pants or something, you know. Will Quan and Tori be friends? I think that's kind of an interesting question. You know, how much are we going to see the dynamics of the Cobra Kai team? Like how will Tori fit in with the rest of them? I think that's an interesting question. You know, obviously very different, but I think, you know, are they getting along? Is she gel with the team? Does he like, you know, what's the word that Johnny said? Hey, mama, you know, why don't you ditch the zero and get with the hero? You know, you know, well, is Quan putting moves on Tori? Is it going to be another Cobra Kai romance? Quan's like, ditch that zero, get with the hero. Any final questions? Let me think. Do the senseis have anything to do? You know, Gudner talked about like junior and senior divisions or something Do the senseis have anything to do other than just, being sensei and, corner coach, in the Sekai Tekai? I guess that's something I've been wondering for the longest time. Like, what did the senseis do? And is this all just the junior? Because I think, yeah, Goodner said, I think the way he put it is like been doing good in both the junior and senior divisions or whatever competitions. So what is this? Are we in the junior? What is the senior? And then what is what are the senseis doing here? Good question about Sung Stunt's age. Oh, how is Master Kim still alive? How is Master Kim also? I mean, I think he gave the answer though. He can't die because Kim Sun Young, because Kim Da-eun makes excuses. She's not ready to take over the dojo. This is why I cannot die. I feel like Hayden addressed that somewhere else, and he said like we think of him as being really old, but don't think too much about it. Or I feel like Hayden said that at some point, something along those lines. He didn't trust Kim Da-eun. Yeah. Only the kids determine the points. Okay, that's fair. And then this is the junior division or something. Because Goodner mentioned like a junior and senior. So the senior is like something else. I can even go back and figure out the exact line. Hold on. European teams are shaking up the landscape. One nation. In both, yeah, there it is. Whereas growth and down in both junior and senior competition. So there are two, right? So we get this in dialogue. There are two. And this is the junior. Are they on alternating years? Is that what it is? The junior and senior competitions? We are in the junior competition, presumably. Is it under 18? What are the rules on that too? I mean, is this important or are these just sort of like stray lines? Because it's something that stood out to me and I never quite got to it. Like in terms of a question or a theory. Because the alternate theory is like we come back for the senior competition after the junior competition. I don't know. There's only the kids determine the points. Cobra Kai never dies. That is true. Another question to ask. John said, unfortunately, Chad McQueen was never able to film the scene you had intended or planned for him. After the show's finished, could you just at least provide one of you like what you had in mind? I don't know whether you would actually want to post what was written, or just would someone say like what we had in mind, and we didn't get it, but we were going to do something like this. Second part is the Sakai Takai. The third part is the aftermath. Makes sense? Just over a month ago, yes. So it's going to be the aftermath of it's going to be the aftermath of the Sakai Takai. So that's like 5 episodes of aftermath. So that's a lot. I mean, presumably it's the whole thing. We'll see. But yeah, okay. So I guess otherwise the last thing I was thinking is maybe after it's done, would one of you be willing to share at least what the scene you had in mind with Dutch that wasn't able to be filmed? Well, presumably, Charlie, he said it's the aftermath, so presumably it's after the tournament. But we'll see. We'll see. Name your favorite fight and best. Well, part 1, I liked Quan against Yoon and the other Cobras, the other students at the other dojo. Okay. So they're all very happy. No, Bryce. John said Chad McQueen wasn't able to film the scene when they got to it in filming. So it was never filmed. Well, Sam, Robbie, and Tori struggle not just with their positions as captains, but as leaders, especially when they witness their friend's teammate is getting injured. Yeah. It's an emotional journey. Due to the almighty brain of Watch Party, we already knew that part 3 being the aftermath would be the case. Yeah. I mean, it seemed like the natural progression of the way the season was going to go, especially knowing that it was going to be in like 3 parts like that. Let's get a good look at Hawk. I guess like another question. Will Hawk get a new mohawk before the end? People have said, I don't know. Someone said Jacob said he does, but I didn't see that interview. Will there be a new mohawk? November 15th, T-Flex Champ. It comes out November 15th. So will there be a new mohawk? Will there be at least one final mohawk to rule them all, right? The mohawk is always subject to change. Okay. Classic Hayden answer. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because that's the Hayden answer. John would just say, "You'll have to watch and find." That's what he always says. Watch and find out. the blue sky variant of part 1, but with red. Gray with red tips. I saw an interview. He said on Los Lobos at the very beginning of the year when they were about to go into production. I thought he said like white with shadowy gray tips is the way he put it. One more direct answer, guys. We got to make it a good one. One more. Oh boy. Okay, we got to get a good one. Guys, what's a good question? One more direct question. Or what direct answer anyway. Yeah. There are more F-bombs. Come on, guys. Let me think. Crease. Something with Tori's mom. What would be a good question? Okay. I mean, here's something I brought up in the podcast. Okay, in this little speech here, Kreese is talking about Johnny. And I think like Kreese does something, as far as I know, he says Johnny lost because his opponent had more heart. This is like the first time Kreese has even acknowledged, as far as I know, like the existence of heart. And maybe if you have heart, it gives you some power. And that's how Johnny was defeated. You know, Johnny was the best there could be, but Daniel had heart. Is this different from Kreese? Is this something Kreese always thought? Or is this like Kreese almost turning a corner, or Kreese like viewing things differently? Because while he believes in ripping out their heart or being heartless, I think like that he actually acknowledges that Johnny lost. Because why did he lose? Because his opponent had more heart. I've never heard Kreese say that. Is this like Kreese opening up about Johnny's loss or thinking about Johnny's loss differently? Like when Kreese was choking out Johnny in the parking lot, it's like, you're nothing. You're a loser. You didn't have heart. Like he had heart. Why didn't you destroy it? Like, So it's something that I feel like this is something from Kreese we haven't seen before. You know, even though he closes out the episode saying you got to be heartless. You know, when we get here, by being heartless, you know, so skill will only go so far. opponent with he actually acknowledges Daniel was fighting with heart, which is, I think, different for him. So like that's what I'm asking. Is this something different from Kreese? Like, is he thinking about this differently at least than he did back then? Silver told Daniel and Kreese said that Daniel had a lot of heart. Interesting. I boy, I got to remember that line. This just be a yes or no? Good question. I think Kreese has thought about that match more over the years and has always been trying to readjust. Thinking about it. Okay. Because in Kreese's mind, Johnny was the best. No one could defeat Johnny in his prime. Those are things Kreese has said. So he says that. Then he's got to figure out, well, then what happened? How did Johnny in his prime lose then? He fought against someone with heart. But Johnny himself wasn't heartless. And we see that. After he lost, Johnny went and gave Daniel the trophy. He wasn't actually such a bad guy. He respected Daniel, I guess. But in Kreese's mind, Johnny needed to be heartless. He's not going to ask. Let's see. Just looking back through some of the comments here. Will anyone die? People, you should try Mohawk with locks and dreads. The Jamaican look, yeah. Edward the Train, if Miguel was balanced. I think Miguel was balanced. I think Miguel and Robbie are pretty evenly matched. So that kind of like, so once in a while, Robbie will win that. Over time, Kreese respects, understands how Daniel's motivation helped him win. I like that. So definitely he's, that fight probably more than any other than, Kreese himself has been in. Kreese respects, understands how Daniel's motivation helped him win. Good. Oh boy, who wins, Paul versus Tyson? I mean, I gotta just say Tyson. I'm definitely not saying Paul. Yeah, Tyson easily. I mean, although you got to admire Jake Paul, fighting, senior citizen retired boxers, but come on. Jake Paul with the youth. Tyson wins that fight if he's 80. Well, I'm never saying Paul, so it's gotta be Tyson. I am not a Jake Paul fan, so when is that happening, guys? I don't even know. Ouch. I was hanging with Tyrone Woodley before he fought Paul, and Tyrone thought he would win. I think a lot of people thought Tyrone would win, but the problem is, they did boxing. Like Jake Paul's like strategy is to take people like outside of their field of expertise, right? So he takes like an MMA fighter and puts him in a boxing ring, so it's different. Like, so I think Tyrone Woodley would easily down Jake Paul in the what do they call it? The octagon in an MMA context. But so he takes Woodley out of his expertise. And then when he fights someone, obviously Tyson is a boxer. Well, of course Tyson is a little bit older, right? I don't even know his age off the top of my head, but like, that's something. So he then fights a guy like who's, obviously a little bit past his prime. This time it's a boxer in his 60s fighting Paul at 27. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Jake Paul in his prime fighting obviously a guy way past his prime. Probably hasn't trained hard in a long time, even if he keeps up a little bit, just for himself. So training. Tyson is 58. Is that true? Still, whatever his age, he's obviously, past his prime, and Jake Paul is literally right at his prime. So it's like, obviously prime Mike Tyson, it would be illegal. It would be so one-sided, you kill the guy, but Mike Tyson at 58 or 60, whatever age he is. Tyson is 59. We now have several different ages in the chat. Duke can still effortlessly kill a man. I don't deny that. But I mean, I've heard, I'm not an expert in this. People say Jake Paul is better than they give him credit for. People give him credit for, which is probably true. He's a great promoter, if nothing else. So, Hayden, is this you putting money on Jake Paul? Is that what you're doing? That whole week. So would not doubt Paul. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, definitely, from what I've heard, people say Jake Paul is definitely better than people give him credit for. They view him as some, whatever he was, Disney or whatever, YouTube guy, whatever he was, people have a low opinion of his fighting skills, but he is pretty top tier. But obviously also, he took Tyrone Woodley out of his expertise. So that was the secret. And it sounds to me like Hayden is saying, no, put money nowhere. Well, we'll see. I guess we'll see. It'll definitely be a fun one. I gotta just say Mike Tyson. I'm not a fan of Jake Paul. I'm currently now envying Robinaw. Who is Jake Paul? It's not even worth looking it up. If you don't know, you're better off for it. I think, from my opinion. You know, not a Jake Paul fan. Here's the question: do they drink Prime before they fight? Will Jake Paul drink Prime before the fight? That is, I think, the question everyone wants to know. That fight is the same night of the second drop, so there will be some cross promotion. Oh my God. Okay. Is the fight? Oh, the fight's probably on Friday, right? Okay, because the drop, of course, we'll be streaming Thursday night into Friday morning, so we'll have seen it already twice by the time the fight happens, but definitely. And I don't know if you're just speaking casually or like literally there will be cross promotion, because I'm wondering if like Hayden's hinting that Jake Paul is going to be in part 2 or something. God help us. I hope not. But maybe like Netflix has something in mind. I don't know. I don't know if he means that literally cross promotion or just like casually, like big fight, big fight boxing, big fight Sakai Tekai. Just apply the silver bullet. Yeah. Tyson may need some snake bites before his. Yeah, the snake bites. Eat the whole bag, man. If Jake Paul's a cameo, Cobra. Yeah. I didn't mean to put the thought in your mind. Because I don't like it either. Yeah. Jake Paul and Cobra Kai. No, we're just being. I think Andrew Garfield is more likely than Jake Paul. In fact, here's the thing, guys, and I meant to make a video on this. And I get in one of the interviews, John, Josh, and Hayden said they met Andrew Garfield. And what's interesting is, if you notice, they never published a photo with him. Like you would think, hey, like that's something John would do. He would like, had a chance to run into, a huge Cobra Kai fan, which Andrew Garfield. But they met Andrew Garfield, but they didn't post like a picture with him or something. So that probably means highly likely Andrew Garfield is going to cameo in this show. That's my cameo prediction, Andrew Garfield. And I have evidence for it because they said they met Andrew Garfield, but it was only casually in an interview, but like never posted on Twitter or Instagram or nothing. I don't know about a Spider-Man shirt. Well, they could. I mean, it is Sony. They could do a Halloween, because there was a Spider-Man at the Halloween party in the original. So maybe. No unnecessary cameos. Well, I don't think Andrew Garfield is an unnecessary cameo, so you're good there. There was pressure to have YouTube stars in season 1, and we didn't find an authentic way to do it. That makes sense. Like, you mean like PewDiePie or, just like big YouTubers? Speaking of which, Moon had a YouTube channel, and we haven't been updated on her YouTube channel since season 1. So we never got an update on Moon's YouTube channel. Yeah, Christian is just a little bit reeling from the Johnny Daniel almost breakup fight. It was questionable. Do you agree Hawk should get a dreads mohawk? Dreads mohawk, man. Why not? Who were the big YouTube sleds back in? I mean, it was like like Game Theory was the other big one. I mean, like PewDiePie Game Theory. I'm not really, I actually don't follow big YouTube. I mean, like I know obviously those guys. What's his name? Matt Pat was the Game Theory guy. But like, you know, there's plenty of like people out there, millions. Christian, Johnny and Daniel will always have differences. The thing that was important to us was it not feeling like the same thing all over again. They will have disagreement, but we never repeat ourselves. Not feeling like it was the same thing all over again. In that case, I feel like when Johnny tells him, you know, I'm going to do the tournament, but afterwards we're done. Like, I'm like, I'm not sure you're selling me on that one. Because, you know, Johnny's like, we're going to do the tournament and I'm in this, but after we're done. That felt like kind of like the same thing over repeating yourself. You know, that specific moment. You and I are done right there. I can even click right to it. For them, I'm doing it for them. But once we win, you and I are done. Yeah. I don't know. That was the moment for me. I was like, yeah, I don't know. T-Flex chair. It's not only Black Island people can get dreads. Any race can get it for real. He wants Hawk to have dreads, a mohawk dreads. T-Flex Champ is from Jamaica, for those of you who don't know. Well, okay. Season 4 Johnny would be done, and he was. Season 6 Johnny knows to stay, even if he hates him. I would say that's true. That's true. At the end in the midpoint of season 4, Johnny walked away. So we'll just do our own thing. We're better for it. Season 6, he's like, I'm going to stay for them. Okay. So he says that's different. And that's true. And it gives him an opportunity to change his mind, you know, after the tournament, which is true also. Sam's car. Wow. She gets a new car. She had, let's see, didn't she had a BMW, then it changed to whatever it was in season 4. I mean, we just don't see them driving much. Mr. Miyagi flashback. Sure. He addressed a Miyagi flashback earlier. He said, you know, something along the lines of anything's possible. We can do it. When you run a dealership, you give your kid new models. Yeah. She has like an 18-month lease or something. You know, she gets it for 18 months, then trades it in. I mean, I don't want to say Sam's spoiled, but she sure does get to drive nice cars. And the gal is his license, I guess, but he doesn't even have a car. Robbie has his license and certainly didn't have a car, but was still able to drive. Axel hitting on Sam. I smell silver. Tori drives too. I don't see anything hinting at that. Although it's possible, her mom had a car. She drove, but then her mom got sick. But then, as Tori turned 16, whatever, got her license, and Tori started driving the car. So I never considered that. I always assumed she didn't, but I guess it is possible. Like, she's basically drives her mom's car, Well, you own a dealership. You can just give your daughter the new car. Melissa says thank you. And she's very happy. And I think we all feel that way. We're very happy for you to dive in. Didn't expect it, to be honest with you. I normally stream Monday nights, but I was weirdly asleep for like 5 hours at this time yesterday. I woke up and finished the podcast recording and realized we'll do this. They drive off screen. Yeah. So T-Flex says. She has keys to increase me into the park. Hey, that is true. And she's obviously in the parking garage. Yeah. So she drives. I would assume she's driving like what was her mom's car, essentially. Her mom wasn't able to drive, but Tori just drove it. Got to give credit to Kreese, for tracking her down. Anthony might get a car. Well, he's technically a freshman in school, even though Griffith is like 17, 18 now. But so we probably won't see Anthony drive in this show. Anthony's only 14. Yeah. Yeah, he's a high school freshman. How did Kreese get to America? I think Hayden answered this on Hayden and or John, that like low priority people, like, which is someone who Kreese, like he got out of jail. They're not really looking for him. Do we have more character storylines than any 30-minute show? Now, Hayden asks us a question. Probably because he doesn't know. And I'm trying to think. I suspect there's probably some anime or something somewhere that's like a 30-minute show with tons more. Like, but as far as live action, you may for sure. I can only imagine how many Attack on Titan had. I don't know, but like as far as a live action show, probably more characters and storylines. You probably do. There are several other 30 minutes. Yeah. Are they animated though? I mean, I suspect most of those are animated. I mean, you could argue The Simpsons, right? Like, sorry, Hayden, The Simpsons has like 200 characters. like, I don't necessarily know The Big Bang Theory has more characters. I mean, when you consider all of them, because most of them here are, there's a lot. I don't know. Besides, like he also said storylines. Because like the Big Bang Theory really only had a couple of, I mean, you had like, Leonard and Penny stuff, Sheldon stuff, like the Sheldon, Amy, and then, like the couples. And when you consider serialization, yeah. 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 I mean, I don't think you can fairly consider like animated shows, especially animated shows that have run for over 30 years now. Like but like live action shows. I don't know. I mean, how many characters? I mean, there's each character. I mean, I feel like young Sheldon is still mostly about the family, and then you throw in a few others. The grandma's boyfriend or whatever. I've seen a little of it. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super. But like young Sheldon is still like a sitcom, so it's like, it's kind of like a story of the week, and you bring in a new character of the week, which is kind of different than, think of how many characters have had a storyline. Yeah, not just they're there. I mean, I'm agreeing with Hayden here. Like I'm agreeing with Hayden. If you don't count the animated shows, I definitely think like most live action for like a serialized live action, so it's not like there's the character who's in there for a couple of jokes or whatever, but like a show that's kind of telling a specific story. I'm with Hayden. It's definitely in the top tier, for a half hour show. Breaking Bad. Yeah. Well, like Game of Thrones had tons of characters too, but those are hour-long dramas, You're doing a damn good job. There you go. But yeah, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. Those are all hour-long shows. Took the format of Oz, HBO, but did it half hour. Was that your thinking going in, or like is that just kind of like looking back on it, like that's kind of how we did it? I never saw Oz. Do you recommend it? I still have Max or whatever because I didn't cancel it. Supernatural, yeah. I know that show went forever and ever. Oh, Degrassi? I never saw Degrassi, but I've only ever heard of it. It's like the Canadian show where everyone of high school where all the kids are messed up. Like, was that a half-hour show or is that an hour show? I thought that was an hour show. Though, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Having never seen it myself. It gave birth to Sopranos and Cobra Kai. Well. Maybe I'll get to it. I'm actually currently going through The Last Airbender, the Avatar show with my girlfriend. She saw it and she's like, "You gotta watch it." And actually, some of my channel members and such have kept telling me to watch it. So, maybe I'll go to Oz next. What did it do? There's a lot. Degrassi was a half-hour show. It might have been. Saved by the Bell. Yeah, I didn't really care for that. It wasn't horrible, I don't think, but like I didn't watch it. I watched like a couple episodes. I think John Josh and Hayden have a Sony exclusive, so they have to do anything a Sony property, and I guess that they can't do that. That show doesn't have recurring main characters or reason. Wasn't that show out in the 90s or like 2000? When was that show on? Like, I'm actually surprised, Hayden, you saw that, because like I would have thought like that was a show like after you know what I mean? Like you would have been out of high school like when that show was on. The cartoon is better. Yeah, we're not watching the live action. We're watching the cartoon. For sure. But I am enjoying it. I understand why people really, really like it. We're talking about Avatar: Last Airbender here. To Romana. Watch party. I think you should trust your own instincts when it comes to the storylines and characters. If you feel it's enough, then it's enough. But if you feel that there's more to tell, then there's more to tell. All depends on a story and execute it. Yes. Thank you. '80s. Oh, Degrassi was '80s. It started as a '90s show, then early 2000s. Came back with a remake, like a certain Karate Kid series. Yeah, I thought people said the remake wasn't as good. Degrassi came out in '80. Then the parents were, so it had a generation feel of Cobra Kai. I did not know that. I admit I did not see it in 1980 or in 2000 for that matter. Uh I didn't know any of that. But I guess we have to hand it to those Canadians, right, for influencing Cobra Kai. I guess it played into it because somewhere along the way you had always said Fuller House was like part of it, because you're like, if we can have Fuller House, why can't we like do Karate Kid? You know, as like a Cobra Kai thing, which is like the same concept. 1980. I didn't realize it was that old. Honestly, I thought it was like 90s. I guess I'm completely off. No Cobra Kai without Degrassi. Wow. That is a bold statement. I guess I got to go feel like I got to watch those messed up Canadian high school kids. No Cobra Kai without Oz. I'll watch Oz first. Watch the series. It's on YouTube. Are you referring to Degrassi? The original? Is it on YouTube? I don't watch as much as I like, which is what I think would probably surprise most people. My sister's like, you make videos on television, you don't watch much. Okay, no Cobra Kai without Surf Ninjas. I liked that movie when it came out. Surf Ninjas, man. That was cool. Like, he did the karate and the other kid had like the Game Gear or whatever it was. And they were kicking butt. Karate versus ninjas. The original is on YouTube. How many seasons did it run? Melissa has to go. Thank you for coming in, Melissa. Take care. No Cobra Kai without ninjas, Surf Ninjas. I'm just curious what the no Cobra Kai without just one of the guys, right? That's the Billy Zabka movie. Which I admit I've never seen. There was junior high, then high school, then a movie. Woof. Oh, I was just thinking how I referred to it as the Billy Zabka movie. Do you guys know, in one of my shorts, you'd be amazed. I referred to like Billy Zabka, and there's so many comments. Hey, dummy, it's William Zabka. It's William Zabka. Why do you say Billy? It's William Zabka. This guy's an idiot. It's William Zabka. Just a random throw that out there. It's amazing. I referred to Billy Zabka. I wrote it on the screen, Billy Zabka, because I pointed him out. Like, it's like, dummy, it's Williams. How's this guy so stupid? It's William Zabka. The Next Generation. No Degrassi, The Next Generation, without Star Trek, The Next Generation. No Cobra Kai without Degrassi. So no Cobra Kai without Star Trek. Does that make sense? Is that how the transitive property works? Does This Girlfriend precede Cobra Kai? No. No, the previous one did, but this one does not precede Cobra Kai. She's actually hasn't seen it yet. which I know people probably get on me. Have you not watched it with her? Which is a fair question, but I wanted to watch Avatar with her. How's your girl? This is the next question. But to be fair, like she didn't have Netflix. So she didn't have Netflix or YouTube Premium. So she didn't see anything on Netflix. And I only recently gave her, like, because I was at her house, I put my Netflix. Don't tell them. Don't tell. I'm not password. I mean, it's my. Yeah, she now has access to Netflix. So I haven't watched it yet, but we probably will over the holiday. We'll try and finish up. We'll try, because we're just watching one show at a time, because it's hard as a couple. You don't want to watch multiple shows. We don't actually watch much TV. Well, then what do you do? I don't know. But fair deal, done. She gets no choice in the matter. Watch it with her live. I could do that. Before the final episodes. Yeah. Okay. I assume we'll get the times before soon. So let's see. It's going to be 60 episodes. Okay. They may be at weird times. I need to know, because I need at least 6. Well, we can do like multiple episodes in a day, but I will do this. Fun fact: when season 6 part 1 came out, I was actually at her place, and I streamed that whole night. I was actually streaming from my laptop at her kitchen table, watching, because I bring my microphone equipment and my laptop, because I had to leave my place. And so, yeah, I was streaming from her kitchen table. You are the best channel for the ultimate rewatch party. I agree. I think that sounds like a good idea. But I got to include her. Because you know what? It makes sense, Hayden. It actually makes sense. Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't quite thought this through yet, but now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense. We can do a rewatch. And she can watch it for the first time. So she can watch it for the first time. So I'll be rewatching it and she'll be watching for the first time. That sounds fun. Hayden, that is a great idea. The only problem is going to be timing, because the timing is going to be like all over the place if we do this. Like I would love to say like 7:00 Monday through Friday or whatever, but like I won't be able to do that. The timing is going to be all over the place. But and we may have to do like 2 episodes, even 3 episodes. But I like that idea. I'm going to text her right now. Oh, she's asleep. Okay. Sorry. I opened up my phone. Oh, she went to bed. Okay. I'll tell her tomorrow. Oh, Christian, and with a good question. Just what changed in the reshoot of episode 1? We knew it was rewritten and reshot. Was there a significant difference? Oh, he's got to go. Get ready for the next drop. New trailer coming out soon. Yes, guys. He said a month before the drop, so figured about a week from now, give or take. Okay, we'll answer those. Yeah. Like what changed in the rewrite? I mean, I think that Christian, actually, thank you for bringing, because that was the other question that was always on my mind. But boy. So all right, let's see. First episode changed significantly. The only scene we kept was Kenny Sean in the backyard. Almost everything was redone except maybe individual shots like Daniel looking at the sign in the trash. So interesting. It changed significantly. I don't know if we'll ever get an expansion on that. Because I think it was always peacetime in the valley. So that's like when Peter interviewed them about Obliterated, I think like they briefly talked about Cobra Kai, and John referred to it as peacetime in the valley. So but it changed. So the unaired, I don't think they'll show the unaired episode. I don't know if I believe in that. Like if you redo the episode, it's redone. Here. With this strike, we thought more about where the season was going, and that affected the first episode, which sets it all up. Okay. That's good. That's good. So basically what Hayden's saying here, guys, is that first episode is setting up more things about where the season is going. So maybe we need to rewatch it and figure out what is setting it up that wasn't there before. Very good. Very good. I don't know. Peacetime in the Valley. Oh, by the way, Hayden, I mean, I don't know if I ever got a chance to say, I was sad they didn't renew Obliterated. I did think the show had potential. So it was fun, and I know you guys really worked hard on that. So I still do recommend it for anyone who hasn't seen it. It is an adult show, but a lot of fun, a lot of action. It's definitely a good one. I wonder if they added the stingray scene. This is like something I think is big. We ended up changing storylines in enough of the episode that it made sense to reshoot everything except Kenny Shawn, which was separated from the other stories. Okay. They deserve a movie. Yeah, I would agree. That would be kind of a cool way to get back into it. Yeah, that would be cool. You know, and maybe the concept works as a movie. I mean, I guess they said at the time, you know, so many characters they can really dive into them, which is true. But you can also kind of drive forward in a movie. I don't know. But like maybe having established the characters, they can do a movie. I kind of like this. So this is the scene he's saying they kept the Sean Kenny stuff. So pretty good. I know Peter had some shots of like the batting cage fight or something from the original. I mean, I guess they reshot that. Tough to get a season 2. Different world when Cobra Kai came out. Yeah, that's true. Netflix, really Netflix started cutting back. You know, they used to give everything a season 2, and then they just sort of like it's harder and harder, and it's a shame. I mean, I know it was a big show. I'm sure it was an expensive show, even without stars, just because by virtue of, you know, such a big show. You know, it's a shame that you weren't able to just quite get enough to get a season 2. I definitely felt like you had ideas or were, you know, vaguely setting things up to go into the future with that show. There were definitely like more bad guys and such, but you know, I guess it didn't happen. You know, something happens, you know, it's great, but I guess they didn't. The concept for Obliterated was brilliant and hilarious. Great characters too. Yeah. It was definitely fun. You know, step out and do something different. You know, I hope you know, I know you're working on a spinoff, but you know, you can continue on in the non-Miyagi-verse projects. I'm sure you have ideas. So a lot of talent. Michael Jonathan Smith is off doing Twisted Metal. He's hard at work at that. They're probably about going to wrap soon. So definitely a lot of the Cobra Kai creative team has a lot ahead of them, I think, all going in a good directions. The original fight was on a basketball court. It didn't involve Simon Tori at all. The idea of them going on a double date and encountering Kenny was the new idea. Huh. Well, that sheds some light on it. So that whole double date thing was new idea. You know what's funny about that to me is like I do these streams every week, and since season 5, people are asking me like what's in store for Tori and Sam, or what's in store for the couples. And I always said in season 6, maybe there'll be like a double date. Like it was something I had been kind of been predicting. Since season 5, just this comes up, and so like when I watched it and it was like right here up front in the first episode, I was like, whoa, that was actually sooner than I thought, but there it is. But basically, so what everyone's saying is they had something in mind and then they thought about it more and they realized, no, we should go with the idea Watch Party had. They should go on a double date. But yeah, it's that was my reaction when I saw this. I was like, oh, I've been predicting that for 2 years, a double date. I didn't think it would be so soon, but I thought it would be more comedic too, like play it for comedy or something. But I mean, I guess you could say this is a little bit funny, like the total death between them. It's not bad. Jonah, as far as me, there's no deleted scene I wish was in the show. Most of the time when I see them, I think even if I like it, like, oh, that's good, but I also am like, yeah, I can see why they cut that. I think they make good editing decisions, ultimately, remove scenes that maybe aren't needed, don't need to be there. And, they keep the important stuff. And so it makes for a very tight, good show. Right. We wanted to show they're not enemies, but not friends. But you see the ice thaw. Then at 6:03, they have no edge, and only being able to roast each other makes them friends and able to fight hard. Yes, definitely. It was actually a very well executed story arc through the 5 episodes. It was probably in some respects, yeah, maybe even the strongest story arc in part 1. And then 6:03 is I think the best episode of the part 1, and really one of the best you've had. And definitely, Peter said that on the podcast. He's like, this is one of the best episodes of the series. I haven't placed it for that, but it's definitely 6:03 is really, really good. And then of course, obviously, that sets up then in the 5th episode, when Tori's mom dies, and this journey then Tori goes on. Cobra Guy Rapper, thank you, man. Ralph will like hearing that about 6:03. I'm sure he will. For a freshman directing job, he kind of knocked it out of the park. Yeah, big credit to Ralph on that. And Mattea Green, who wrote that script, and obviously everyone, who contributed to the writers and such. Best episodes. Oh, here he does say best episodes are 613 to 615. Well. All right. But now for the naysayers, for you naysayers, he's not saying part 2 is no good. He didn't say that. Part 2, I'm sure everyone said part 2 is amazing. Some huge fights. But 613 to 615. Woo! What are they doing? Now I'm a little intrigued. Like I thought, well, he may say 615, the finale is my favorite. Best episodes are 613 to 615. That's looking good. If there's a God in heaven, Hillary Swank. Yes, Christian has been really gung-ho on the Hillary Swank return. We'll have to see. I've been predicting it. I thought part 1. I was wrong. Occasionally watch parties wrong. I thought you would have her up front. So it's going to go in a different direction. Part 2 is Rocky 4. Part 3 is Rocky Balboa. I liked Rocky Balboa when I saw that. I remember I saw that in the theater. That was a good one. Wait a second. In Rocky Balboa, that was like Rocky wanted to get, fight again for the, exhibition match or something. And the commission or whatever denied him, and he argued against it and fought. Are we talking Johnny and Daniel getting back into it? Are you hinting here? Because Rocky Balboa was about, Rocky, he was retired. He ran a restaurant. Not much of a fighter. But then it was like, and then like the current heavyweight champ or whatever was bad mouthing him, said, I could take him. I could have beat him in his prime. I could have beat Rocky or whatever it is. And then he organized this exhibition match and he went the distance. Rocky Balboa. Part 3 is Rocky Balboa. But that means Johnny and Daniel got to put back on the gi. They got to get back into it. They're a little old, but they got to still fight. They got to show that they still got heart. No, just saying Rocky 4 was international stakes and Rocky Balboa went back to the original. Yeah, okay. The original. The original for us is the All Valley tournament. People have asked, is there going to be another All Valley? And I've normally answered no. I don't see there being an All Valley. Maybe there will be. All Valley over 18. Finding the All Valley over 18. Does that exist even? 18 and over. If he does, he does. Will part 2 be a bit dark, maybe? Maybe it will. let's see, where are we at? Chosen. Oh, you never saw Rocky? Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Caitlin. I mean, I don't want to like upset people. Like, I wasn't like Rocky 4 is good, but like I thought like Rockies 1, 2, and 3 are really like the really good ones. Like, and I thought like they come together as like a good story or trilogy, in my opinion. But yeah, you got to watch Rocky at least for the Cobra Kai references, so you get it in Cobra Kai. But yeah, definitely go watch them. I mean, I think like I think like 1, 2, and 3 are like really good, and then it's like it could have ended, but you know they make more. And like Rocky 4 is like good. It goes international, as Hayden said. You know, but yeah, Rocky is phenomenal. Yeah, didn't win Best Picture. Like it's. I mean, it's good. It's an American story. It's an underdog story. I believe there will. Yeah, I do too. Actually, I've been planning. Okay, now's your chance. Go for it. Yeah, I do believe there will be a lot of Rocky. I mean, we kind of know because of some of the um some of the footage from when they were filming in Barcelona. I love the fan base. I love that we still have new eps for you to speculate on. Yes. Yes, and I have plenty of speculation to come. Do. Julie Pierce is going to have an appearance. I do too. And I think Ralph gave it away. He was in an interview. And they asked about Hilary Swank or something. And he gave kind of a wink to the camera. Like you can only hide so much. You know, you can only hide so much. And I think Ralph gave it away. We don't know when that'll be. It may not be till part 3, unfortunately, but I really like Quan. I don't want to win. I just want to go to this, and then I'll know for the first time in my life that I wasn't just another bum from the neighborhood. So it's just Slow and Rocky. Thank you all for so much love. We are still making minor changes to the last episode. The show is still being made. In a few weeks, we will be done. In a few months, so will the show. Kind of big. So there it is. In a few weeks, it will be done. So it's going to be done soon, guys. Done soon. It's kind of sad. But the future is looking bright, I think. It's not the end, it's the beginning. So will this fan base live on past the show? Oh, I think so. You know, some people move on, others come, new ones come, but the fan base will continue to be here. And I think, you know, the show will still be there. There will still be people discovering the show and discovering even the Karate Kid for the first time. You know, the movie is going to contribute to that too. Even if we don't really care for the movie, it'll happen by default, you know, osmosis. And any potential spinoff can, you know, just propel it into the future and into a new direction, you know, and keep the fandom. And I think, you know, the love you have for the show, it, you know, continue on. And I don't think for many of us, it's just going to go just because there won't be new episodes on Netflix. We'll still have the older episodes on Netflix, and we'll still have so much to talk about and enjoy. You know, people still talk about Harry Potter constantly. I was in New York, and, you know, they have a Harry Potter store, and it was like, it was crowded. It was busy. You know, we spent so much money there. So, and Cobra Kai is not quite Harry Potter, but still, I think for many of us, it means the same thing. So, you know, and many of our fans migrate over to other stuff. You know, we watched Obliterated, watched Twisted Metal, just many of the things people are involved with. You know, and I think many of these actors will be following, you know, many of them, you know, follow Peyton List to the stuff she does. You know, any other you know, Tanner's had definitely a lot breakout on a lot of stuff. You know, anything. I would love to see what's next for Billy. I think like this show reminded the world Billy Zabka is amazingly talented. You know, and I think this fandom will follow him to whatever his next project is, whatever it is. I would intend to. You know, it's like Billy Zabka has been the hidden gem, the unkept secret, like, of Hollywood for like 30 years. What's going on? Hayden says, we want to keep writing stories, and the more passion there is for more Cobra Kai continuations, backstories, the better the chance they will get made. Yes. So, I mean, basically what he's saying is kind of what I speculated up above. You know, maybe we get a Miyagi spinoff, but, you know, if that can continue to do well, then maybe we can get the Dynatox spinoff, you know, something Terry Silver, something from the 80s, you know, a different look. You know, Silver and Kim Sun Young taking over the world, you know, Silver and Kreese. So I think, you know, the performance of the spinoff is very important. Because if it continues to do really well, they can continue to make them. Look at what HBO's done with like Game of Thrones. You know, they had a really hit show. We'll put aside the ending. But so they had different spinoff ideas. They eventually went with House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon kind of hit it really, really well in season 1. A lot of people loved it. You know, and it was a success, and they're like, this is good. It's not a one-hit wonder, so to speak, you know, and so now they got more shows coming. They're making a Dunk and Egg show, and they're talking about an Against Conquest, you know, so it's like a successful spinoff can spawn even more spinoffs. And even though House of the Dragon never quite has met the original numbers of Game of Thrones, that are the highest numbers of Game of Thrones anyway, it certainly is one of their biggest shows. And so that success can spawn more. And I think this is ultimately what Hayden's saying. If we get a spinoff, and let's assume we do, its success can spawn even more. And I'm here for it. So I will be here. We'll have a watch party. We'll talk about it. We'll speculate. We'll make theories. It's all fun. So what are the best ways to show that passion? I mean, that's a good question, Jonah. I mean, everyone shows their passion their own way. Definitely, if you want to participate in the community, be it on YouTube here, which I appreciate too, and any other social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Of course, even if you just share, you don't have to create your own. Watch the show, talk about the show. Word of mouth is still a real thing. Someone who's really a good like model is actually Peter, host Cobra Kai Companion. Every time he goes to work, like he's always talking about it to his coworkers, his friends, his family. Because he's always talking to like, oh, I finally got, such and such coworker to watch the show. Now he's texting me saying, oh my God, this is so good. You don't have to be embarrassed. Cobra Kai is really good. It's not like some niche show, where like some people aren't going to like it. No, people like Cobra Kai. Like you don't have to be like embarrassed recommending it to, because I know some people are shy. Like some people are shy. Or they feel like awkward or something, but like, you don't have to, you can go ahead and say, I really like the show. You should totally watch it. Like you can say that. And just, put it out there and say, sometimes Netflix has weird things, I don't like everything they do, but Cobra Kai is freaking good. Or Netflix hit another one out of the park. It doesn't really matter. But you don't have to be like shy recommending it. I mean, we're coming up on 3 hours streaming here. Did we know this was going to happen? No. But it's because you watch a show, a 30-minute show, and it's like, wow, that was really good. That was really good. One piece of the puzzle left. And it cuts to Tori. All right, guys. Oh, and the second part, Jonah, about buying merch. I mean, obviously buy merch if you want it. Like, you don't have to feel obligated to buy merch. It's not like that, but stuff you like. If there's something you like, go for it. You don't have to feel guilty about wearing or self-conscious. Love you guys. Trey. I don't know what he meant by Trey. I'll be honest. Usually I can maybe he meant thanks. We love you too. Hey, thank you for coming on in. Oh, Terry Silver forever, but Trey and Cruz are good too. Great too. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Terry Silver forever. Terry Silver forever. I agree. Terry Silver. Thomas Ian Griffith forever, for sure. Great care. Top Gun and Cobra Kai. Yeah, for sure. Well said, Christian. Well said. Okay. Well, we thank Hayden again. 3 hours didn't expect that when I fired this stream up. I'll be honest with you. I was like, well, shoot, I missed Monday, the Monday night stream. I gotta go do. I'll do a makeup. But we were blessed with Hayden. And so thank you, Hayden, for coming on in. A lot of good tidbits. I may make a video going back over some of this stuff, or a couple of videos, because there's a lot of material here. Thank you all viewers. Christian, thank you for your contributions, and everyone else. Melissa, everyone. You guys are great. So, alter course a little bit. I'm going to make some videos, and we'll talk a little bit, to go over some of this stuff, and then I got a Miyagi video. Hopefully, trailer within a week to maybe a week and a half. So, thank you. You are welcome. I do want to make a Miyagi video, so I'm going to put something out, and I'm going to get it this week. I would have been working on it like even tonight and tomorrow, but with Hayden giving so much info, I want to go back and get a couple other stuff to cover some of the stuff he brought in here. But I will try to get that Miyagi video this week still, Jonah. So guys, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you watch what comes out, interact, and remember, trailer coming within a week and a half. Jesus, you're still live? Well, I don't normally go by Jesus, Peter. You can just call me Watch Party, but I appreciate the honor. Actually, Hayden just stepped out. Hayden just left. So actually about to finish it up. Tons of info, Peter. You missed it. Hayden dropped a lot in this, so I may make a couple of videos. But yeah. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much. I will see you all at the next watch party. Bye-bye.